us for a couple of hours on a beautiful day.
So welcome back. If you're new to the channel, we're going to review a new movie today. It's Baby Girl, new A24 movie. And Sean's going to review it. There will be spoilers in the summary and the analysis. So if you want to just skip ahead and check the scores out before going to see it, go do that. And yeah, take it away.
Definitely watch this movie in a home theater by yourself.
And also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube while you're over there. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah, nice little plug. You know, definitely want to watch this movie by yourself. Maybe with your partner, but not with your mom or dad, that's for sure. I mean, it opens with just Nicole Kidman getting railed out. This is another softcore porno that Nicole Kidman is starring in here today.
Yeah.
Baby Girl, I mean, it's basically just another instance of Nicole Kidman being a high-powered woman in her field of storage, warehouse handling things, and robotics. But
she's basically Jeff Bezos.
Basically, yeah. But she's also like a Bella Danger on the side.
And in the workplace.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
At her home, like multiple times. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, she starts having an affair with Harris Dickinson, Samuel, this new intern at her job, and she's got this dominance.
Cesar Milan.
She's got this dominance kink that Antonio Banderas hasn't tapped in to for the 19 years he's been living with her as her husband.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No. There's just so many great scenes in this movie. You got to interject. But basically, she has an affair with Samuel, Harris Dickinson's character, and she is able to kind of. She's always considered herself having two different sides of her life. It's kind of like the woman on a pedestal, the CEO of her company, that's her, but then also this very dark side in her twisted sex fantasies. And she's kind of able to like meld the two with Samuel. But then it also starts leaking into her family life, of course. And everything starts to go down a slippery slope. But weirdly enough, in the end, everything is kind of okay.
Yeah, everything's fine if you have a little bit of money.
Yeah.
You can.
That's the moral of
patch
the
up.
story.
Yeah, there were some pretty outlandish morals to this story that we'll definitely talk about here. We're going to score it first, so we'll do our entertainment score. I really didn't think this movie was like that good. Even by A24 standards, I went 5.2 here.
I went 6.9 for the culture.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Starting hot and heavy. All right, characters, I went 5.9.
Characters, I went 6.5.
So you're on the higher side on both of these. Cinematography, I actually went 8.2 here.
Okay, cinematography, I went 7.0.
And then my writing score was 6.3.
6.1.
Okay, so I was higher on those last two.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was pretty underwhelming, or kind of whelming in my sense. Like, I didn't expect it to be very good. Although A24 does have a great rap sheet, I would definitely put this on the lower tier of things that they've made. I like Nicole Kidman. I love her AMC promo ads. I don't know if you have those theaters
I
around
fucking
you.
hate those.
Heartbreak feels good. And
my favorite one is the Welcome to the Movie Club. Have you seen that one?
Yeah. Is that Regal Cinemas?
That's I don't know, whatever the fuck we have here in Virginia.
Anyways, she's great. I love Big Little Lies. As you know, that's arguably one of my favorite shows of all time. Hot take,
Yeah.
but not really. And she does play that similar style character, I guess, but she's sort of been on a run where she's just playing this estranged housewife who is really, really depressed, and I think she kind of needs to break the mold, is what I wrote down. I don't think she's bad at all in this, but it's almost like this is just Nicole Kidman playing Nicole Kidman in another movie where she's with an abusive relationship, sort of. Like, he's not hitting her or anything. It's all part of this kink that she's into, but it's fucking up her marriage and her life and everything, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like she has a lot more complexity to her characters of recent age. And Celeste Wright, in all retrospect, has way more depth, I think, than she does in these other movies. Because in this one, seems like she's just fucking horny.
Yeah.
And
no, honestly,
that's
she's just
where it's all coming
movie.
from. Yeah, and we get that at the end with the Antonio Banderas monologue, which is maybe like the best part of the movie in terms of acting and things that stood out to me, where she's just pleading her case for why she has an affair, and he's just like, I don't care. But then he ends up forgiving her, and we have this weird ending where things are sort of fine, and it's probably an accurate portrayal, because there are a lot of people that do go back to like cheating partners and whatnot. But I don't know. I was just kind of, I've just seen this mold of Nicole Kidman a lot recently, and I think it would do her a good service to switch it up. Thoughts?
I would agree with that. I feel like we were kind of talking about the same thing when it came to Holland, that movie that she was in. Kind of the same role as Celeste Wright again. So we're seeing it for the third time in recent history. But like you were saying, I think this movie was just a little underwhelming. It got a lot of hype, again, A24. And we've talked about this before, but I respect anything A24 puts out. I wouldn't say they necessarily hit the nail on the head for all the movies they put out, but it's always kind of out of the box things. So I respect this movie in that sense. This movie kind of gave me, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie before, Shame with Michael Fassbender.
No.
He plays like a CEO businessman, and he's got a sex addiction, and the movie is about him living his life with this sex addiction and how it affects him. His sister comes into his life, all these things. But I feel like Nicole Kidman and the Michael Fassbender in that movie Shame, they did a good job of showing like how someone can seemingly have everything at face value, and they'll still make the wrong decisions, make bad choices, throw things away just because they're dealing with these darker demons internally. And it's just like an addiction again. It's like this urge they have to just go through with it, even though she's got 2 kids and fucking Antonio Banderas at her side. It's like, what are we doing here?
The top letterbox comment I saw was, "There's no way Antonio Banderas is that bad in bed." I can't speak personally to that, but I did like that comment. But she does have more layers, like I mentioned before, and it's not just your typical run of the mill affair movie, because they create this complexity to her character where she has all this power at work and then wants to be powerless at home. I feel like a
dog.
Literally like a dog.
Yeah.
He saves the dog, and then she sees that and decides that she wants to be a dog, I guess, from the very first scene. And I guess single ladies out there, if you're watching, I don't know. The analytics on our channel did not indicate that's the case, but you might like this because there's some Harris Dickinson, like, man candy for sure. Yeah. And you've probably already seen this. If
I'm
you're
sure the TikTok edits have gone crazy on it. Right.
So we're doing this like two months or so after this movie's come out, or actually came out Christmas time. So it's been a little while here, but still relatively new. But so let's talk a little bit more about the other characters. There really aren't many. Antonio Banderas is Jacob, the husband, and he's pretty much impenetrable in terms of his character, I don't really think he does many things wrong at all. He's almost too much of a people pleaser and too much.
He's kind of a pussy, yeah.
He's not even. I don't even think he is a pussy. I guess at the very end he does accept everything, so he stays with her and everything.
Yeah, he should have taken Harris Dickinson's head and just gone bam.
Yeah. There was definitely a moment there where you might have thought that's. I kind of thought that was what was going to happen,
Yeah,
but
same.
especially being an A24 movie. The daughter was. So we got to kind of tie this in with the writing. Did they just sort of imply that since her daughter was cheating on her girlfriend, that it was fine for Nicole Kidman to cheat on her husband?
I did catch that as well, because the daughter was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm still seeing Mary. I'm just having fun with Ophelia or whoever the fuck she was talking to." And her mom's like, okay.
and then 2 minutes later, she was licking water out of a dog bowl on all fours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then that reminded me of Saltburn a lot too. The
Saltburn?
the Barry Keoghan scene. The point I was gonna make though was, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the daughter. She also says at the very end of the movie that Nicole Kidman fesses up to her and says it's over now. After she comes home from the club at 3 a.m. And it's just like the thing about this movie that overall, I guess just tying back to why I gave it a low entertainment score, is it's just the most random stuff happening between the two of these characters the whole time. Samuel Harris Dickinson and Nicole Kidman, Rami, they're not doing anything that insane. I feel like the build up to all of this stuff is his character saying you like danger, you like the allure of getting caught and losing your job, and that turns you on or whatever. And then all he really does is like slap her forehead and sigh when she starts kissing him normally, and then
she like leans in to kiss him that first time. He's like, "No, ew, what the fuck?" I don't like that shit.
Get that fucking shit away from here. And then
he proceeds to like finger blast her for like
yeah, for a while. Like a long ass time. And then it's just I don't know, man. It just seemed like nothing really happened. It seemed like we were kind of edging the whole movie. No,
I agreed.
There wasn't.
And then the climax was Antonio Banderas as climax.
The climax was supposed to be Antonio Banderas and Harris Dickinson going at it, and that it wasn't really that crazy. They even throw. I guarantee you, the director might have been like, "Dude, just fake a heart attack right now. That shit was so bad. Just do something to spice the scene up." I don't know. It just didn't have anything that really drove this plot to another end. And then the finale of the movie, she just goes back with him. It just seems like there's a lot of other options out there that I would recommend.
Yeah, over this. And then even at the end of the movie, she's like back with Antonio Banderas, but she's thinking about the way Harrison Dickinson treated her as a dog at the end to finally orgasm. So, I mean, maybe that was the point of the movie. It's like you think she's turning a new leaf when in actuality she's just closing her eyes and imagining Harris Dickinson, but whatever.
What did I learn from this movie? Harris Dickinson is a young dude he's just a young, horny dude. At the end of the movie, he's still a young, horny dude. Nicole Kidman, he's fucking some other MILF probably. Yeah. I don't know. Nicole Kidman is a very horny CEO who doesn't have sex with her husband or has never come in her life.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, she has come from her husband one time because she had an affair with a young horny dude. And that is Baby Girl in a nutshell.
Yeah, honestly. And Nicole Kidman's daughter has one of the sickest on-screen mullets I've ever seen.
And yeah, and Antonio Banderas is in there too, sprinkling in.
Oh, the
sprinkling
girl
some
from Talk
stuff.
to Me is in there. She's like right under Nicole Kidman.
She's Esme.
Esme, yes.
Yeah, so I wrote her down as well for characters. She added a bit of another layer to it. I honestly thought they were gonna lean more into the whole blackmail aspect of this movie.
Yeah.
And that probably would have given it that extra kick that it needed, but clearly they had their focus on other areas of I'm not gonna say anything dirty. But yeah. I just thought it was weird, going back to my first point, how she just used her Bon Jovi daughter to like legitimize her affair with a 23-year-old intern.
Also she has that conversation in the middle of the movie or right before she starts fucking Harris Dickinson. But even at the end of the movie when she's like crying in her daughter's arms or whatever, and her daughter's like, "Oh, don't worry, like Mary forgave me. He'll forgive you."
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrible advice.
Yeah.
Just ruin your relationship at the cost of other people and don't feel remorse. That's what she said. Not good.
Don't take life advice from people with blonde tip mullets. Don't do it.
Yeah, just watch this movie before you go to bed, if you know what I mean. I mean, Harris Dickinson does no work at all for that company.
Oh no, not at all.
I don't think he does.
Besides the fact that he made a couple coffees for people,
made a lot of orgasms. Yeah.
He was working overtime, bro.
Yeah, it was. I will say I thought he was funny. He acted the part pretty well.
Yeah,
and I was laughing at like some of the ways he reacted to Nicole Kidman. Like Nicole Kidman is a great actress, and I still wholeheartedly believe that. I just think she needs to switch up from this mold. She's literally done. I mean, Big Little Lies. She's done The Undoing with Hugh Grant, which is kind of similar to that. And then she's done Holland, which we talked about. She's done this, and she's probably done another project mixed in there where she's some battered housewife. Can't use that word. I'll have to bleep that. But yeah, just switch it up, Nicole. Do another.
Yeah, we know you have the
theaters ad.
talent.
AMC theaters. Heartbreak feels good in a place like this. That's my favorite line. Heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Okay. So, final score, 6.5 out of 10. And we didn't really talk about this, actually. So, the cinematography I thought it was pretty good. And it could be my bias towards A24.
Yeah.
Or just honestly my bias for cinematography in general. I feel like most of our cinematography scores are higher, even on like the shittier movies per se. I know we brought up Sinners a lot last week. I wouldn't say it was shitty, but that was like an aspect that we liked from it. I thought this soundtrack was pretty reminiscent of The White Lotus a little bit. It really kept me engaged more so than I probably would have been had the music sucked. I would have probably given this like 4s across the board, but for whatever reason it kept me hooked pretty well. They did a lot of zoom shots of the characters doing monologues and close-up shots necessarily of two or one-on-one talking and stuff. And I thought the camera work was pretty good, but overall like the music was really, really good. I thought the score was like excellent.
No, I mean cinematography was my highest score. And again, like unless you're showing me like horrible CGI in a Marvel movie, the cinematography is really never going to be that bad for me. I thought it was shot decently, but it wasn't anything out of the park. But I mean, it's what I expect from A24. I expect the movies to be artsy and crazy and beautiful looking, but whether they hit the nail on the head for whether it's a good movie or not, that's where it starts getting a little wonky.
Right. I feel as though we haven't seen just bad cinematography movies in recent memory. I guess honestly, like Brave New World, because they had a lot of CGI and
Yeah.
it's kind of a lot. We could not knack it for that, or like Madam Web with like the iMovie cutscenes and stuff.
Madam
So-
Web, we could knock for a lot of things
We have
besides
been
entertainment.
Not characters either.
No.
Nothing from that movie. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought this movie was okay at best. It's definitely, like I said, not one of the better A24 movies, but it's okay to watch if you want to watch like a rom-com. And don't watch this with your parents, whatever you do.
No, God
And yeah, preferably alone late at night. Or whatever your sort of thing is.
Yeah.
We don't judge here on this channel. Whatever your kink is. If you have a kink like Romy, go right ahead. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Rare Avocados. We'll be back next Tuesday, so go check out our review next week. We're probably gonna do Final Destination. But stay tuned for that, and peace out.
no. Deuces.